Asian stocks have opened mixed on Wednesday, tracking global cues and ahead of the key inflation data. Stocks in Australia were up 0.19%, while Kospi was down 0.3%. Nikkei was down close to around 0.4% in trade. If you look at the US markets, the Wall Street stocks struggled to eke out closing gains on Tuesday as a lack of clear market catalysts kept institutional investors at the sidelines. In US, the economic data on Tuesday, which was the job openings in US, soared to 9.3 million in April from a revised 8.3 million in the prior month. The Labor Department said, confirming a labor shortage even as demand roars back to life, which could put upward pressure on wages, a precursor to wider inflation, and which is what has been a concern for quite some time now. All eyes would be on the next FOMC meeting scheduled for June 15 and 16 as investors look for what Fed will say about inflation and monetary policy. Dow was flat at 34,599, while the S&P was flat too. Nasdaq was, however, up nearly around 0.3% in trade. In fact, talking about the European stocks did hit new highs lifted by travel and real estate shares, but weak German industrial output data and doubts over Britain lifting restrictions later this month capped gains. German stocks fell 0.2% after data showed industrial output fell unexpectedly in April, in a further sign that semiconductor shortages and other supply bottlenecks are hampering the recovery in Europe's largest economy. The travel and leisure index did rise 1.8%, supported largely by gains in low-cost carrier easyJet after Goldman Sachs upgraded the stock to buy. In fact, investor concerns were stoked on reports that Britain's next phase in easing of lockdown on June 21 could be delayed by a fortnight amidst concerns over the spreading of new variants of COVID-19. DAX was down close to around 0.2%, while CAC was up 0.1% in trade. FTSE was up 0.3% in trade. If you look at the WTI crude, that rose as well to 1.4% to nearly around $70 a barrel, with investors focused on the health of the US market ahead of the inventory data on Wednesday. Gold futures, however, did fall slightly by nearly around 0.2% to $1896 an ounce. Back home in India, we also need to be watching out for how the Indian markets react in trade. We have been seeing good amount of foreign institutional investors into the Indian markets in the recent sessions, and overall quite a lot of the institutional investors have been interested in the Indian equities.